All right, what's up? Happy Monday. What is it? It's five something. Oh, it's not six something, is it? Hold on a second. It can't be. No, 5:22. All right. So I had a chat with somebody. What? I don't. I think the people like not embracing change or freaking out over change. I mean, sometimes I like the way things have been. I kind of honestly like the good old days when life was simpler and kids are out. You had to go find your kids in the neighborhood rather than roll into their room and they've been staring at their phone for like 19 hours straight. I mean, there's a lot of I'm a little old fashioned in a lot of ways, to be honest with you, but I do love tech. And I had a little chat today with a young woman who is freaking out about AI. Like it's gonna come up and creep up on her and bite her or something like that. And I don't know. I mean, I know there's like whatever concerns about it being sentient at some point. I don't know how it becomes sentient. All of a sudden, like we go into the worlds of I don't know what was that movie? What the hell was it called? I Robot. I mean, it's weird because I go to the United Lounge and now instead of like some woman or man coming along to take your plate while you're in the United Lounge, you got these robots that are come through and they stop and you put your plates on them. I don't know if any of you guys have seen that stuff, but here's the deal: like, if you're living in today's world, like, as much as sometimes like I don't like change, and you may not like change, change is inevitable. Like, when I will tell you real quick, and then I'm gonna get into this just because it irritates me. I remember being in the Newark, New Jersey airport. This is like probably 6 years. It was pre-COVID, so it was like probably 6 years ago. And I was there to speak for Isogenics for an event, and I remember going into like this restaurant, and it was the first time I saw like iPads to order. Like you got to order on the iPad, and then they just bring you your food, and there's no like engagement, no interaction with like the people. And then it's funny because like I feel bad. I mean, I still tipped, but it's like you didn't even do anything. You just dropped my food off, and then I never heard from you again. So it's like there's definitely places where AI is going to kind of strip careers. I mean, I'll give you a quick example. I think I'm okay. I'm live. I'm good. I'm cool. I'm live. Sorry, I'm a little scattered today. I've been running all since like 6 this morning. Um, there's like I just think you're going to be left behind if you don't use it. And you don't have to like use it all day every day and fully embrace it in your every aspect of your life, but man, I can tell you that like it's saved me this year. It saved me over 12 grand minimum, that I like in a regular expense that I would have natural. Well, it's actually probably saved me closer, I don't even know, first minimum 12 G's of net dollars that I didn't spend because of AI tools that I've been able to use. So I don't know. I kind of talked this lady off the ledge today and like, look, I get it. I know can be scary. It's new. It's different. It's not going to sneak up in your house and come and attack you or anything like that. But like there are definitely applications for like content creation, video creation. Like if you guys follow me on, well, even on, I don't even know where I'm broadcasting. I think I'm broadcasting in a bunch of places right now, but even if you do like reels or shorts, like using AI for that has been phenomenal. I was paying a guy like a grand a month. This is like the one spot I saved like 12 G's this year. I was like, and that was giving me 30 reels a month for a grand a month. And I still got guys on Instagram all the time that are like, hey, I can do video editing for you. And I'm like, no, I'm good. And like learning how to do video editing, like I can do some moderate video editing, but it's not like I don't do high tech video editing. I do pretty simple edits, but with the use of AI, I don't even need those guys anymore. And, so I don't know, those folks are going to have to come up with other creative ways to like do their stuff. Um, AI does so much of it for you that you don't even have to really have any tech skills, and it just kind of does its thing. So I hope you're incorporating AI into your business. The reason I wanted to come on here, first of all, is to last week before we went into Thanksgiving holiday, I did a webinar last week. The replay, I'll just pop it up here real quick. If you didn't catch the replay, this tool that you're going to hear about, and I think that webinar is a great place to start because I brought the CEO of the company in. We fed it every single chunk piece of content that I've ever created. And if you know me and you followed me, I've created a ton of content like video, audio, written stuff. It has everything that I've ever produced. And I've done my best to break it and ask it dumb questions or hard, very convoluted questions. And I can't break the damn thing. So this particular tool that we released this last week it's like you literally have me in your back pocket. Like if you get stuck anywhere and you're like, oh, I don't know what to do with this prospect, Todd, this is the exact scenario that occurred. What would you do? It answers it. And so that's one, I don't want to say small aspect of it. It's a pretty significant aspect of it. If you want to take the 7-day trial, that's in front of you right there. It's toddfalcone.ai. I think it is. I said it last week a couple times on lives and on the webinar, but this is the biggest game changer tech that I've seen hit the network marketing profession in 35 years of doing network marketing. Now, that's a pretty big statement. Yeah, social media changed the game in terms of like the play box or the sandbox that we all play in. But for a lot of people, and this is something I want you to think about for a second, because this is going to be a pretty short one. How many of the people that are on your team struggle with social media? Here's a challenge. Like they don't have a big social media game. They don't have a big social media following. They're not influencers. Not everybody's like super hot and super sexy or super ripped with 6-packs or beautiful skin or, super funny or, I don't know, whatever, all the different things that, the attractor factor. So how do we take somebody who doesn't have much of an attractor factor, the average person, for lack of a better term, and turn them into, and I've been wearing my glasses all day long. I can see the big ring on my nose. How do we turn those people into social media, like, good, solid social media people? Well, this toddfalcone.ai website does it for them. I would strongly encourage you, if you didn't do it through the webinar, go see the replay of the webinar. I'll put that back up there for a second. Let me go find that. That's the domain for the webinar. You can go watch it. It's still up. That does a good job of explaining what this thing is and what it does, because I got the CEO there. And I'll tell you, if you are a leader that has like 500 or more people on your team, you should reach out to me directly. Just DM me or if you call me or text me, because there's some things that it can do for you specifically for your team that will blow your mind. Like I had a chance this last week and throughout the weekend, because I don't know, I'm just one of those guys that even when I'm gone, I'm still kind of on my laptop and getting stuff done. And I was on the Oregon coast and I was like looking at what this one team did using this platform, this social media platform that helps you to be better at pushing out content, engaging with others, getting more engagement on your own posts, knowing the right things to say to your prospect or almost prospect or person, whatever we want to call them, knowing the right things and the right steps and the right things to do without guessing. Oh, should I get back to the person yet? If so, should I go for the close? Should I, get them additional information? The team aspect of this thing is so cool. And I can show you the application of it actually. If this is really for teams of like 500 or more. If you got a couple thousand people on your team, this thing is going to be so good for you, because for a couple reasons. Number one, you're going to arm people with a tool that's going to make their social media life so much easier, whether it's on Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, whatever, because it'll formulate stuff for all those different social media platforms. It's going to help your team. I don't have the exact statistics with me. Forgive me, but I'm going to come out. It'll come out of my head in a second. Won't be the exact numbers, but it'll help your team instantly be more productive, instantly have more fun, instantly have less stress and less anxiety over what they're going to do and what they're going to say. And I wish I had the exact statistic because I know the company owner has it, but it's like over 80%. I don't know, just call it 80. I don't know the exact number because I was on another webinar with him the other day, but it's like the statistics are like over 80%. Again, bear with me. I don't have it in front of me. Over 80% of the people saw significant gains, significant improvements, and significant results. I can get you those numbers. I just didn't even think I didn't even think I was going to say that here, but I'm happy to share that with you. Watch the webinar. You see it in front of you. It's good to watch the webinar, okay? Because then you'll have a full understanding of it. And they're right about to launch this NAV deal, which is, I think, probably, I don't want to say it's the coolest part of it, but it's pretty darn cool. And for you that are leading teams, like if you have planted your flag in a company and you ain't going nowhere, like you're like, I'm here, and you know who you are. Like, I'm here. There's nothing that's going to get me to move. I've found my home, and you've created a significant enough of a following in that home, then you and I should have a chat, because then I can show you what it can do for your team. And the beautiful thing is, and here's the thing that I like, honestly, one of the things that I like best about it is there's no comp plan attached to it. Zero comp plan. So almost every other tool, most of, if not all, have paled in comparison, in my opinion. Some of them have been kind of nice for whatever, but the problem is most tools, most tech that has been brought to the network marketing profession have all had like a single tier or multi-tiered affiliate structure to it. And the problem with that is your owners don't like it, and you don't like it. Most leaders don't like it because it's like, okay, this is going to get my team now. How much money is in the tool that I'm using? And then it like totally defeats the purpose. I won't mention names of companies, but there have been multiple companies over the last 15 years that I've seen come under the guise of, hey, use this tool. It's going to help you get more leads. It's going to help you generate more traffic. It's going to help you generate more business. It's going to help you make more money, sponsor more people, recruit more people, gather more customers. And the truth is, I literally can't think of a single person in any of the three companies that are on the top of my head right now, very specific companies, tool systems that were brought to network marketing, where the masses use the tool to drive the growth of their business. It was like hidden under the guise of, hey, use this tool to grow your business. But they all got distracted because there was a comp plan, and it pulled them away from that, and they ended up doing that instead. And then, you're losing legs of team, you're losing business, you're losing teams that are going over here building this tool. There's no comp plan attached to it. And if you're an owner, like I had a meeting last week with an owner, I got another meeting this week with an owner. Like, if you're an owner and you want to have this adopted by like the masses within your team, one of the greatest things, like especially if you own a company, if you own a network marketing company, or you're a key leader in a company, you can feed it all of the data of all of your products, your compensation plan, your like everything that you have. And so at your disposal, you've got this smart AI avatar that knows everything. And I won't mention the name of the company, but there is a very large publicly traded network marketing company that every single one of you have heard of that does in excess, I'll just so I don't give it away, in excess of $5 billion a year. That leaves it kind of wide open for multiple guesses, that have fully adopted this. And they have, because I was talking to the owner, I don't remember how many attorneys they had in the room, but they had all these attorneys in the room. And the job of the attorneys was to break it and to ask it, well, would this particular product cure my cancer? Wouldn't answer the question. Or would this get, whatever, what you kind of get my drift. Like, will this thing go into a non-compliant phase? In fact, if you're, and as we all should be, concerned about compliance, when you use it individually to create a post, or you have a team member that uses it to create a post, they can click a button and it runs through a compliance check. So if you're a company owner, you got to be like, cool, I can have these people using a tool knowing that it's going to help them have a bigger, better game, and it's going to stay compliant. Because you get too many people out of compliance with either product claims, lifestyle claims, income claims, exaggerations and hype, which, we're as network marketers notorious for that. Like, we want it to sound good. We want it to sound great. So we want to be promotional. And I get that. we want to be promotional, but at the same time, it's got to be in a state of compliance so that we don't have regulatory agencies, those 3-letter agencies that we all love, that come after you. Because, and by the way, just another note to all of you, I'll say this is off the subject, but on the subject. If you have somebody that's in your organization or in your company and they're doing stuff that is totally not compliant, like they're out showing checks, they're like, they put a meeting together and everybody's flashing their Rolex watches with all the diamond and the glitz, and they're doing videos in front of their Bentleys and their boats and their mansion, or even worse, they're doing a video in front of somebody else's mansion next to somebody else's Bentley, claiming it as if it's their own. Or if they don't do that, they go rent a Ferrari for a day and they act like it's their car, which is so cheesy. And they still do it. People do it. If you know somebody who's in your team or in your company sideline and you see them doing that, first thing that I would do, because it's all about protecting the house, protecting the brand, you got to have the guts. I'm a little calm today, so I would use a more abrasive word than that. You got to have the intestinal fortitude to call them on it and say, look, dude, I see what you're doing on social media, and you're literally putting our entire company at risk by doing what you're doing. I'd really love to see you stop doing that, because you're potentially taking money out of my pocket. So one thing that you got to do, if you know for sure if somebody's out of compliance and they're doing stuff that's damaging to the brand, first place that I would do it is I would call them personally and say, hey man, and I would be nice about it. I'm like, hey, I see your post. I know you're crushing it, but like, just so you know, and they may know, or they may not know, what you're doing is completely non-compliant. Like, it's not compliant at all. And if the Federal Trade Commission or whatever, FDA, whatever regulatory body tends, they get a look at it and they decide to pursue it, you're literally running the risk of having our company shut down or fined or dealing with stuff that we don't want to deal with. And then if they're like, because I had this happen one time, a guy said basically F you. And, I'm not a, what do you call it? I'm not a rat. If we're going in mafia language, I ain't no rat. But I got no problem calling the company owner and saying, hey, bro, this guy is repeatedly like doing income claims, showing his check on meetings, talking about how the product cured his cancer and completely cured his mom's dementia. And he's making radical income claims, product claims, and he's doing it on videos. He's doing it on Zoom. Eventually it's going to get the company in trouble. I'm like, I want you to know you can figure out and deal with that, because then the owner will deal with it. because it's better to protect the house and have that longevity than just let it fly. And then all of a sudden you have nothing to do with like the non-compliant stuff, and somebody else who doesn't care, because there's a lot of people that just don't care. They'll just go and do it. They're like, I mean, he literally said F you to me, but he used the words because I'm going to do whatever I want. And okay, I let it go for a little bit, and then he kept doing it, and he was kind of a Richard. And Richard, what's short for Richard? You guys can figure that out. And I finally just took it to the company, and the company dealt with it. I know it's a little off of the subject, but you guys should look at this thing, man. I'm just telling you. You're going to hear me like a broken record, because this is something I'm going to massively take out to the whole network marketing space. And I wouldn't do it if I didn't think it was that cool. And the more I use it, the more excited I get about it. Again, if you're a bigger team leader, you got a large organization, just DM me, private message me, call me. I'll set you up and introduce you to the CEO of this company, and you can understand the full application of this thing within your organization. And if you're a company owner, to have this, to be able to offer this tool to your entire company's distributor force is fire. It's golden. And I can help you make that happen too, especially when you realize what you can feed it, and that it has this depth and breadth of product knowledge, comp plan knowledge, company knowledge that is so good that it'll be, from that standpoint, it'll be better than anybody in terms of the accurate providing of answers and guidance and all of that good stuff. And it's like a coach in your pocket. Like, it's that good. So again, you can see the webinar there, toddfalcone.com/AI-webinar. Here's where you get the free trial. It's 7-day free trial. Just make sure if you do the free trial, use it. Get in there, and if you use it for a couple days, you're done. And it's price pointed in such a way that it's like you can't beat it. Like, it's for the newest of newbie, and it's for the most expert of expert. So I got to go do A team in a few minutes here, so I'm gonna go. Man, these lights are bright, so I'm gonna do a little light adjustment. Anyhow, I hope you guys are having a beautiful Monday. Hope you had a great holiday. If you were, Thanksgiving people in the U.S. I was on the Oregon coast. That's why I look a little pasty right now. But have a good one, and we'll see you later. Okay, see ya.